You know what? The Master and Dynamic MW08 at first glance, it's impressive, unique, and classy.
At first glance.
Goedendag weer, DHRME. Dudes have reviewed many earbuds.
Master and Dynamic have been pretty daring and innovative on quite a few things. The first of which are the looks and design. It's hard to ignore the stainless steel case just oozing heft and a premium feel in the hand. We have the white and stainless steel as well as gold and black, but you can get them in 7 other color options. Amazing. The case also has a few other interesting design choices. A Type-C charging port on the side as opposed to the bottom or the back. There are also 3 LED lights on the front. One for the left bud, one for the case, and one for the right bud. Most others just tell you the case charge level or status, so this is really interesting and something we haven't seen before. And we've reviewed dozens of buds at this point. Popping the case open and you immediately notice a very satisfying hinge, and then the uniquely shaped earbuds are revealed. The buds are made with ceramic, which display the Master and Dynamic logo as well. Most buds these days either have touch controls or a button on the surface of the buds. A few have pressure sensitive stems, but Master and Dynamic went for small buttons on the outer edge of the buds, very reminiscent of how over-ear headphones are. And if you're not a stem style person but prefer buds, then these might be one of our favorite implementations of controls. You get the reliability of buttons without having to push the buds further into your sensitive ear canals.
The left bud gives you a volume rocker. It's very intuitive, but long pressing either the volume up or down button does something you'll need to get used to. Long pressing the decrease volume button will cycle the buds between the 2 ANC modes, max ANC or all day ANC. Doing the same thing with the increase volume button changes the transparency mode between voice and awareness. Yeah. Let's come back to the ANC and transparency performance a little later. The right bud gives you play and pause and the ability to go to the next or previous track by double or triple pressing the button. Holding it down will wake up your sleeping voice assistant. The battery life is rather impressive compared to the competition. 10 hours on the buds with ANC on, and the charging case packs an additional 30 hours of charge.
The Master and Dynamic MW08 met expectations on many fronts too. Some of the basic aspects were done right as well, albeit with a strange twist. For example, there is auto pause to play or pause audio if you take an earbud out and put it back in. This works okay-ish. There were times when we took a bud out, but the sensor happened to be a little too sensitive and continued to play audio by mistake. Then there's also dual device support, and it works very well. Pause on one device and play on another, but only once you know how to put the buds into pairing mode. That took us a good 10 minutes to figure out, because we're too cool for the manual, of course. You need to keep the button on the right bud held in, but you should remove the bud from your ear, else it'll just call up your voice assistant and not put it into pairing mode. Once we figured that out, dual device connection was up and running. Unfortunately, there's no pull connection, nor a device list in the app. Although the buds are on the bigger side, a bit like the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros, they fit quite well. You get 5 sizes of silicone tips in the box, and the medium fits us fine. We probably wouldn't be doing CrossFit or running with them in, but for a rather stable sport or lifestyle, they are plenty. The IPX5 is a bit above average for earbuds, so some light splashing won't hurt. Using them on phone calls won't hurt anyone either.
Alright, this is the Master and Dynamic MW08 in noisy conditions with cars in the background. Pop, pop, popsicle, high five, icicle, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, high five, icicle, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright, Master and Dynamic MW08 in breezy, windy conditions. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, icicle, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, icicle, test, testing, 1, 2, 3.
When we tested them in noisy environments with cars in the background, we could hear them whooshing by, but the voice wasn't the clearest but still audible. In windy conditions, the MW08 did surprisingly well actually. The wind barely interfered and the voice was clear. All of these environments are nice, but we personally used them for a couple of weeks since we got them. That means on Teams calls as well, and we haven't had any complaints. And we work with some Dutch colleagues who don't hesitate to give direct feedback. But in terms of Fachmann controls, you get the basics to answer and hang up as well as volume controls. That's it. No mute on these.
Now, the MW08 It sounds really good. We're not sure why these are being knocked for sound, to be honest. It's a nice sound. I mean, sure, it's clearly on the bassy side of things, and especially the mid bass, but we don't mind the bass, and this is going to be great for bass heads, something we didn't expect coming from Master and Dynamic. You could characterize the signature as being kind of warm. Now, it's not as warm as something like, say, the Sony LinkBuds S, but this did remind us of those earbuds for some reason. One thing to be said for these is that they do not add too much of their own color to the sound except that bass bump. So shitty recordings are gonna sound just that shitty. Think of some of those Bon Jovi classics or even some Amy Winehouse. There is also no customization in the app to make it sound more fun or anything else. So you're stuck with an interesting choice from Master and Dynamic. We will talk about the competition at the end of this video, but let's continue this story.
But where are the MW08 less masterful and dynamic? That beautifully designed stainless steel case we started off talking about? Well, that isn't so beautiful anymore. Immediately after holding them, fingerprints started showing up everywhere. After just a few hours of use, taking them in and out of my pocket, they started scratching up like it was having a cat fight in my pocket. Now, some of you might like the natural patina it'll get, but personally, for the price, I expect it to look less bashed up. There is a little carrying case included in the box, but just like manuals, we're too cool for carrying cases for earbuds. That case, because it's stainless steel, doesn't support wireless charging either. What it does support is an app, but that's just for spec and bono. Because its options are extremely basic. You can rename the buds, change ANC or transparency modes, set an auto off timer, and toggle the in-ear detection on or off. That's it. No EQ, no control customization, no device list. Then we've got the ANC performance. It's weak, guys, disappointingly weak. The AirPods Pro canceled out considerably more noise than these did. We're talking about the first generation AirPods Pro. And the same goes for the transparency mode. Comparing any pair of earbuds with the AirPods Pro for transparency is a losing game. But even comparing it to the One More Evo, which touts similar premium design elements, actually did better in transparency mode than the MW08. In the same transparency mode, you do hear more white noise in the awareness mode compared to the voice mode.
So where does that leave us? So you know what? We don't get the hate. These sound good, they look fabulous, have great battery life, and those buttons and case lights are truly innovative. We all want those things from our earbuds, and if that's all you want and price isn't an issue, go right ahead, get these. But let's talk about the price. $300. $300. That puts it in the company of the AirPods Pro 2 or the QC Buds 2. I mean, you could pick the Sennheiser Momentum 3 and still get great sound while upgrading pretty much everything else and having money to spare. So yeah, in some ways we kind of do get it. It's a good product, it's just completely the wrong price. You've been rethinking manuals and carrying cases, and we've been DHRME. Namaste.